There's a part of you you've been trying to change for, I don't know, years. Maybe it's the procrastination, that thing where you open your laptop to do one thing, and 3 hours later you're still sitting there, phone in your hand, 13 tabs open, nothing done. Maybe it's the way you swallow what you were about to say, right when you should have said it. Your throat tightens, you smile, you nod along, and you go to bed chewing on it, rehearsing at 2 a.m., the perfect comeback you never gave. Or maybe it's that voice in your head, the one that talks to you in a way you'd never let anyone else talk to you. You've tried everything, and it's still there, not an inch different. So you land on the easiest conclusion in the world. The problem is you. You're the one with no discipline. You're the one who's weak. Case closed. Except that verdict is wrong. You've been lied to. And every detective knows one thing. When everybody agrees a little too fast on the most convenient explanation, it's because the real culprit is still out there. What they sold you is the myth of the targeted fix. The idea that you can take one behavior, the procrastination, the anxiety, the self-criticism, and muscle it out of you through sheer willpower. One more morning routine, one more habit tracking app, one more Sunday night swearing, eyes shut, that Monday's gonna be different. And if that actually worked, half the internet would already be cured just from watching motivational videos. But look around. The whole self-help industry survives by selling you the wrong weapon for the wrong crime. It shoots the symptom and never interrogates the suspect. The targeted fix is a myth. You don't change one specific part of yourself by tearing it loose from the rest. And I'm gonna prove it to you, step by step, like any good case. But hold on. Before you close this case and write yourself off as a lost cause, change is possible. The most stubborn part of you can change. It really can. Just not the way they taught you. So today, we're gonna open this case properly. Why change actually works in a way nobody explains to you. What really speeds it up. And this is the part that matters. Why the real cause isn't the one you think it is. Because the suspect you locked up has an alibi. And the real one is still in there, working, while you're searching in the wrong place. First clue, and it's a strange one. Change doesn't happen in one place. It happens across the whole house, all at once. You don't get to choose which part of you changes first. The same way you don't get to choose which room the fire starts in, when the problem is the wiring of the whole house. And pay attention to this. The behavior you hate, the putting off, the blow-up, the silence. It's not the fire, it's the smoke. It's the smell of burning that tells you something's on fire deep down, in a place nobody ever showed you, and that's why fanning the smoke away never works. It clears for 5 minutes, and it comes right back. And here's a weird thing that happens when you actually start working on yourself. The first changes show up in the places you don't even care about. Out of nowhere, you're more patient in traffic. You stop checking your phone every 2 minutes. You sleep better. And you look at that and think, cool, but this isn't what I wanted to fix. Exactly. Your inner world is like a grumpy building super. He fixes things in his order, never yours. And the one you want fixed most, that one he saves for last. Why does the exact thing that bothers you most come last? This is where the case gets good. The part of you that you most want to change is, almost always, the one closest to the cause, which makes it the most protected of all. Think of it as the back room of the house, the one with the heaviest lock, because that's where what hurts is kept. And for every person, that room is in a different corner. For some, the locked room is procrastination, and behind the door there's a fear. The fear of trying and finding out you weren't good enough. For some, it's self-criticism, and behind that door there's a kid who learned, way back, that they were only loved when they delivered. For some, they just can't say no, and the suspect there is the fear of being abandoned if they let someone down. The behavior on the surface looks different in everyone, but the pattern is always the same. The thing you most want to change is the safe. And the safe is the last to open, because it's exactly what the whole system was built to protect. This isn't frustrating by accident, it's frustrating on purpose. And this is exactly where most cases go cold. Someone starts working on themselves, they don't see the part they wanted to change budge in the first month, and so they do what every lazy investigator does, they close the case too soon. I'm just like this. I've tried. It doesn't work for me. Change isn't for everyone. And they walk away. When, the truth is, they were a few weeks from reaching the locked room. The change was happening. It just hadn't reached the part they checked in the mirror every single day. And here's the cruelest part of all of it. People don't quit because they weren't changing. They quit because they weren't changing in the one place they were looking. They mistake not yet for never. And that mistake costs years. Sometimes it costs a whole life. Someone wakes up at 50 as the exact same person they were at 20, swearing they tried everything, never realizing they dropped every case 3 steps from cracking it. So what's the fix? I'll give it to you straight, and it's disappointing. The same way every good truth is disappointing. There's no technique to change one isolated part of you. The only way to change the part you want is to stop aiming at it and go after the cause. It's like a good interrogation. You don't crack the case by screaming at the most obvious witness. You follow the trail to the real suspect, the belief, the fear, the story you've been telling about yourself for as long as you can remember, and that's where you do the work. No app, no hack, no 5-step formula, just one question, asked again and again and again until it starts to hurt. What is this part of me trying to protect me from? What's the procrastination protecting you from? What's the self-criticism protecting you from? When you stop trying to kill the symptom and start understanding what it protects, the symptom loses its job, and then, finally, it lets go. Not because you forced it, because you took away its reason to exist. Change is simple, but simple isn't easy, and that's exactly why so few people make it to the end. While the cause is giving way, and it gives way slowly, there's something you do alongside it, and this part almost nobody tells you. You don't just sit around waiting for the safe to swing open on its own. You build evidence. Every time you act once as the person you want to become, you speak up when you'd have gone quiet, you start the task you'd have put off, you talk to yourself the way you'd talk to a friend. You're not forcing the change. You're planting proof that this new version exists, not to fool anyone, so that, when the cause finally gives way, there's already a structure standing to hold up who you became. It's the difference between a case that gets solved and disappears, and a case that gets solved and stays solved. Most people never build that structure, so they change, and 6 months later they slip right back. Because there was nothing holding the new version up, but you're not going to make that mistake. So let me close out the report. The part of you that won't change isn't proof that you're broken. It's proof that you were digging in the wrong place, with the wrong tool, and quitting too close to the end. Change is simple. It's not fast. It's not comfortable. There's no shortcut, but it's simple and it's completely possible. On your own, at your own pace. Most people close the case the day before they'd have solved it. Don't be that person. And no, before you ask, I don't have a magic 5-step formula or a course called Unlock Your Mind in 7 Days. If I did, I'd be suspicious of myself, and being suspicious is literally my job. What I've got is a new video every week. A symptom you think you already know, cracked open, investigated, and the real cause revealed, with the fix you run on your own. You came here wanting to change one part of you. Stick around a little longer, and you'll find the part that was behind it the whole time. See you in the next video.